Cafecito con la Mera, Wera. One cafecito at a time.
Hi! Welcome to their second episode. I have a very handsome fellow next to me. This is my big brother, Dr. Austin Stapleton.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. He loves being in front of cameras. So this is going to be a treat. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. I brought him in because he's clearly a doctor, and I feel like everybody needs useful information that we don't necessarily get every day, right? I mean, how close of access do you have to your doctor? I don't know. Maybe you have better access than I do, except for today, because I have this guy with me in the live and in the person. So let's just knock it out, right? Okay, first of all, tell everybody what it is that you do.
So I'm an occupational medicine doctor primarily.
Okay.
I also do preventive medicine residency. But what that means is I deal primarily with people that get hurt on the job. That's what my training was in. And so anytime you get hurt on the job, it varies from state to state, but there's requirements on who treats you and how you get treated. And that's a special residency training that you can do on treating people that get hurt on the job. I also do a lot of personal injury case. So whenever people get hurt and go to a lawyer and need to get treatment for that, I do a lot of work for that kind of stuff too.
That's perfect. And so a lot of you know that we've started doing personal injury work, and so we brought my brother on as a consultant every now and again. So it's been great because if you've been, like you said, hurt on the job or even a car crash, he's able to sort of guide us. Hey, this is what it looks like, and this is what these people are looking at. So that's been great. Now, a lot of people don't know what occupational medicine is. You just explained it, but what do people think you do?
Well, I think that people think it's basically you patch people up and get them back to work.
Right,
There's
like
a
a
lot
Band-Aid here and good to go.
Yeah, and good to go. And I mean there's some of it, and it depends on who you work for and what kind of occupational doc you are.
Right. There's good and bad, just like lawyers. Good and bad.
Just like anything.
Right.
But I think really the real point of it is to keep a workforce healthy. You want to keep people that are happy and healthy and want to work.
Right.
And so there's good and bad ways to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. When someone comes to you and they say, I was hurt at work, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
How did you get hurt?
Right. How did it happen?
Right.
And I'm sure you've seen all sorts of crazy different ways people have been injured.
Right.
Give me one.
So a lot of falls happen a lot. People, and they take long, hard falls, and they can fall in all kinds of ways. I mean, the most common work injuries, I'd have to look into it, but it's got to be repetitive use injuries. Stuff that happens, they do the same thing day in, day out, day after day. So the repetitive strain, that's the most common, far and away. Low back stuff or shoulder stuff or just from doing it over and over and over again. But there's always the extreme stuff. There's always the stuff where somebody gets a chemical in their face, or they get, an exposure to a virus or something at work, or that stuff happens all the time too.
So then tell them, if there's a repetitive injury based on, say you're an electrician and you're having to work like this, right? Can you get compensated for a repetitive injury like that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. So you don't actually have to, fall into a meat grinder or something crazy to get compensated.
No.
Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna do a quick rapid fire question.
All right, shoot, let's do it.
Okay. All right. Is bed rest really good for back pain?
No, it's actually probably pretty bad for back pain.
Really?
Yeah, bed rest is usually actually awful for back pain. The more you're up and about, the better.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Yeah, bed rest is bad.
Okay, should people wait before seeing a doctor after an injury?
No, you should probably get in pretty quick. The sooner you're seen, the better.
Like that same day?
Usually, yeah. I think don't wait.
Okay, this one's for me because I do it all the time. Is cracking your knuckles bad?
Yeah, no, cracking your knuckles doesn't matter at all.
It is not?
No, I've talked to a bunch of orthos about it too. Cracking your knuckles.
Oh, that's great to know, because then I also do like this one, and then I do that one, and crack all the things.
I don't think that matters at all.
Woo! Okay, well there you go. So when someone says, don't crack your knuckles, I can say, hey.
Yeah, I think that people just don't like how it sounds.
Okay, do MRIs tell the whole story?
No, MRIs are tricky. People love MRIs, and they love getting them, and they love having them done. And it's a mixed bag. The deal with MRIs is that well, one, you find stuff that doesn't matter all the time. They're called incidental findings. And so you can't just order an MRI from because, I mean, if the MRIs were the answer, you would order on everybody all the time as soon as they walk in the door. But you don't. And the reason you don't is because they find stuff that you don't need, and then you end up getting surgeries you don't need and do stuff you don't want.
Well, I know if I saw something on an MRI that was not something real, but I thought it was real, I would freak out.
Yeah, and you want to get taken care of, and people do it all the time. And so that's why you don't get them up front all the time. I mean, like, I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but there's a huge percent of people walking around with herniated discs or disc bulges in their back. And there's a huge number of people walking around with, rotator cuff tears or, whatever, and it just doesn't matter. But, if you order it, and they would go away with time or physical therapy, or it just wouldn't even be contributing to the problem. And so, but everybody wants them all the time up front because they think that, well, that's going to solve my problem, but it doesn't. And so usually, you wait. The realm of personal injury kind of changes that a little bit because workers' comp is different than personal injury because it's a litigious field, and so you need MRIs. They serve a different role a little bit because they help establish injuries sometimes.
What's going on the inside?
Yeah.
Okay, if an X-ray is normal, does that mean nothing is wrong?
No, not at all. Because X-rays really just look at bones. I mean, they can give hints of other things going on. There's signs of stuff. People talk about like spondylos. Like vertebrae shifting, and so I mean they can give hints, but really they're just looking at bones. They're just looking at fractures. But you can have a terrible ligamental damage and it won't show up on X-rays.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Does cold weather, I mean, it's not like we have much here, but does cold weather actually make arthritis worse?
Oh, yeah. Well, it makes it hurt more. I don't know if it makes it worse.
Okay.
But it makes it hurt.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to play a little game called Fact or Cap. I'm going to say a couple statements, and you tell me whether it's a fact or whether it's just a bunch of bull.
Okay, let's do it.
Lifting your knees prevents all back injuries.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, like lifting your knees, lifting with your knees.
Oh, okay.
Lifting knees.
Oh, okay, well, I've kind of heard that. Okay, so basically squatting to lift is better than bending over from your back and lifting. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want to lift with your back.
Okay, lift with those legs.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so in a corollary with that, they used to, 20 years ago, I made that number, but they used to give those big giant back braces to everybody now.
Okay.
And then what happened is they ended up getting more back injuries with it.
With the back brace?
With the back braces, because what was happening is that they were giving support to the back, and then people were depending on them and getting more back injuries. So now they just give the skinny little back things not the big fat ones, because it's just a reminder to keep good back posture. But
You're talking about the things that you see people wear that are look like big thick belts?
Well, they're fat in the back and skinny in the front. They stopped using those, and the reason because they increased back injuries.
And
then they switched to the skinny little ones because you just want a reminder to use good back posture, but you don't want to use an actual back support anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't want to bend and lift. You want to squat and lift.
Okay, how about this one? If you can walk, nothing is broken.
No, that's totally not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's completely wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, people walk on broken stuff all the time.
How about this one? Pain means damage.
No, that's definitely not true.
No?
No, people walk with pain all the time. I mean, people have, pain syndromes like fibromyalgia or CRPS or stuff and walk with pain their whole lives, or, rheumatoid arthritis or carpal tunnel, or they break their ankle and they take. I mean, so there's hidden stuff behind it. There's something called the Ottawa ankle rules, where it's supposed to be, if you take some certain number of steps, then you don't, do or don't take an X-ray of an ankle because it's likely not broken, after an injury. But people walk with broken ankles all the time.
But that's damage, right? Pain means damage.
Pain means damage. Yeah. I mean, it can, but
not always.
It doesn't have to. Like people will have normal MRIs and normal X-rays and have tons of pain. Happens all the time.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's helpful to know.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, what do you do with it, right? I mean, now you have all this pain and nothing to treat.
Yeah.
And that's a tough question. That's why you have pain specialists for, because
just to treat.
And then and so there's a doctor term for that sometimes that people call it. They'll say it's subjective complaints do not meet objective findings, and that's code word for one of two things.
Okay.
Either it's code word for they think they're faking.
Or malingering,
right? Or it's code word for psychogenic pain, like they think it's in their head.
Psychosomatic
Yeah.
sort of a thing. God,
But
all right.
it's still real pain.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you do? I mean, if somebody is malingering or if it's psychosomatic, they're still feeling it, right?
Well, if they're malingering, they're not.
They're not. But if it's psychosomatic.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they've tried all kinds of stuff. They treat it with antidepressants. They send it to pain specialists. They try cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. It's tough. I don't know. I don't know if there's a good answer to that kind of stuff because it's
tricky.
It's tricky.
All right, let me ask you this one. Everyone with a herniated disc needs surgery.
No.
Wrong, right?
Yeah, no, because it's like I told you before, a lot of people walk around with herniated disc and don't even know it.
You just live with it.
And you just live with it. And then disc can herniate in all kinds of directions, right? I mean, it can herniate and not touch a nerve. And then if it's herniated and not touching a nerve, well, who cares? Or it can herniate and touch a nerve and nobody feels it. So what does it matter? If you're not having symptoms from the herniated disc, who cares? I mean, no. Now, a lot of people get herniated disc surgeries and don't need it. That happens too, a lot of times too. And then that's a hugely painful and costly process with recovery. And I mean, that's I think people forget that too, is that you go through these long, painful surgeries, and then they end up going through all the same physical therapy anyway that they would have done in the first place.
That makes sense.
After surgery,
right?
And it's not necessarily a fix. Lumbar fusions and discectomies and hemidiscectomies and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, whiplash is fake.
No, whiplash is absolutely real. There's a ton of data behind it. It's real and it's painful, and there's all kinds of other things that come from it. Whiplash can cause migraines. Whiplash can cause. You can get a whiplash originated. It's called cervicogenic headaches. You can get concussions really from whiplash.
And you see whiplash on the job and car crashes, just in life general. You can suffer whiplash.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Roller coasters.
Yeah. I mean, it's typically a forward, backward, quick motion of the head.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, once you hit 40, which neither of us are yet, pain is inevitable.
No, I mean, nothing's inevitable.
So we could be 50 and not have pain if we live the right lifestyle.
Well, I mean, it's a mixture of lifestyle and genetics and everything. I mean, you hit 20 and have pain.
Right.
So there's plenty of 50-year-olds that are pain-free, and there's plenty of 20-year-olds in a ton of pain.
Just depends.
It just depends. It's a mixture of lifestyle and genetics. I mean, if you're born with it.
What's the stronger, lifestyle or genetics?
I don't know. No, well, I think that's if you're born with a incredibly painful condition, genetics is pretty strong.
Right. Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I think.
Okay. So it's a good mix.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to talk a little bit about what to do after an injury. A lot of people that come into my office, they've already been injured.
Like on the job?
Well, in general, just after any time somebody's been injured. Okay, let's go specific. If I hurt my back lifting something today, what should I do in the first 24 hours?
Well, I think it depends, right? Because it depends on how bad, right? Back injuries are highly variable. You can have a slight strain where you just gotta you kind of tweak your back, no big deal. And then you've got something where a back injury is so bad that you get what are called red flag injuries. And what red flag injuries are, you get something called saddle anesthesia, which means you got numbness between your legs, you loss of bowel and bladder control.
God.
You get weakness in your legs, you lose reflex. You know what I mean? I mean, you can have severe low back injuries, and then everything in between. And so, so it depends, right?
Right.
I mean, if you just you tweak your back a little bit, it's
you ice it, or you heat it. What
do you do?
Heat it or ice it?
Okay, so I don't know. I've talked to a lot of physical therapists about it. I think traditional, if you talk to a PT about it, they'll tell you that initially you ice for the first few days and then you switch to heat. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I tell people you do what feels good.
Right.
And then you talk to other physical therapists, and then they do alternate. You alternate. I say, hey, I don't know if there's any good data behind what really works.
Yeah.
I just tell people do what feels good. But I think the right answer is you ice for the first few days because it's an anesthetic and it keeps inflammatory cells away. And then after a few days, you switch to heat because it recruits healing cells to come in and fix things. But I don't know.
Okay, when should someone go to the urgent care versus the ER?
Urgent. So ER is for life. Is really for life threatening, life or limb or eyesight. You go to the ER.
Life, limb, eyesight.
Yeah.
ER.
ER.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Less than that, you can go to urgent care.
What symptoms mean you shouldn't wait? Like, I need to go right now.
Well, yeah. So if you think you're gonna die, go to the ER.
How do you know? You know you're dying. I guess you might have an inclination.
Yeah, I think you got a pretty good idea. I don't know. I mean, like if you got a cut that's not super severe, you can go to urgent care. Like if you haven't cut a tendon or a nerve or something,
right.
If you haven't had cut so bad that you lose the loss of your limb, then you can probably go to urgent care to get it cleaned up.
And I'm the worst because I'll be the first one that calls him or texts him. I mean, at least once a month. Hey, just last month. Hey, my kid swallowed a quarter. Do I need to go?
Yeah.
And you said, yeah, you should probably go. So we went.
Well, I mean, because in that case, it's like, if you know that they swallow a quarter, you can pass, right? But if you get it in the lungs, then that's a big deal.
Right.
So it depends, right? But like a quarter in the lungs can't be handled in urgent care if it's in the lungs.
I see. So I went to the urgent care and then they did all the
scanning and they found out that it wasn't in the lungs.
Well, they didn't find it. And so that's very suspicious because it happened to be on April 1st, also known as April Fool's Day. So that's still the mystery in my house.
Oh, yeah.
Was a quarter actually swallowed?
Uh-huh.
Or did I just spend $500 for a joke?
Yeah.
I'm still mad about that one. Don't even get me started. Okay. If somebody's injured, how long should someone rest before moving again?
Well, it depends, right? On what kind of injury.
And now I know you're not supposed to lay in the bed. That's the worst thing.
No, low back you don't lay in bed.
Okay.
I mean, like there's some things that you do want to not. I mean, if you have a broken arm, you don't want to use it.
Right.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Okay, what pain medicines are okay and which ones should people be cautious with?
All this stuff is kind of depends, right? Like if you've got hypertension and you've got chronic, you don't want to use NSAIDs, right? Like so they stay away from ibuprofen and stuff if you've got uncontrolled hypertension, or so any of the ibuprofens or diclofenac or that kind of stuff. They stay away from that with bad low hypertension is probably okay, but like with bad hypertension, that stuff.
I worry about the ones that are addictive.
So the narcotics, nobody prescribes them anymore. I mean, it depends on where you go, but narcotics are tough to get unless you've got a bad injury. Like if you've got a broken bone or something, and even now they only give short courses unless you're seeing pain management. Those guys are the ones that are giving out more narcotics.
Man, and I'm sure that you see that with dealing with injured workers, right?
Yeah, I mean, I see it, but I mean, I have an DEA license, so I'll prescribe narcotics, but I don't do it much. Like I'll do it like with broken bones or with like pretty limited basis.
I'm just afraid. I mean, I've been prescribed narcotics for like dental work or whatever, but I'm afraid to take it just because I'm like, oh,
no, short course. Unless you've got a history of abuse, short courses don't. I mean, the pendulum has swung so far in the other direction that getting it and using it is so hard to do now that it's tough.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, here's just sort of a fun one. What's the craziest excuse that you've ever heard?
For what?
For maybe an injury that wasn't really there or an injury that was there and how it happened?
I had a lady tell me that she had a splinter in her foot one time, and so I was like, okay, and then I went up and talked to her, and I was like, well, how'd you get it? And she's like, I don't know, but I got a splinter in my foot. I was like, were you in your shoes? And she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, you got a splinter in your foot at work through your shoes? And she's like, well, yeah, I got it. And she's like, I don't know how I got it, but I got it. And so we took off her shoe, and then I took it off and then I pointed at it and I said, is that the splinter? And she's like, yeah, that's where it's at. I said, well, that's a wart.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then she's like, well, I got that at work. And I was like, well, no, I don't think you got that at work. And she's like, well, it's the only place I go. And I said, no, I don't think so. And she was pretty sure she got it at work.
I wonder why she thought it was a splinter, unless she couldn't see to the bottom of her foot.
Yeah, I don't know. We took a picture and showed her, but she was pretty sure it was a splinter.
And you brought the picture for us here today. I'm just kidding. Okay. What injury do people underestimate the most?
Underestimate?
Yeah, like they kind of let it go when they should actually be paying close attention to it.
Oh, that's tough. I think that people underestimate psych issues the most.
Yeah.
Psychological trauma at work, that kind of stuff, of any kind, whether it's assault or...
Do you see assaults at work?
all the time.
Really?
Yeah, all the time. Nurses getting hit by patients, getting fights at work, like security guards, bus drivers.
It's an ugly world out there.
Yeah, or even psychological trauma from like car wrecks.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. And so people will talk about all their musculoskeletal injuries and all of those issues, but then the psychological trauma of their injuries, they don't. Or even exposures, like fear of getting like HIV or something like that from a blood exposure, and then that psychological trauma. People don't talk about that.
I can see. I mean, if you're poked on the job with a needle, and you're just sort of like, not able to really function or think about consequences of that. Okay, what's something that patients do that drive doctors crazy?
Patients do that drive doctors crazy?
Yeah. Like, what's a pet peeve that you have?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's flip it then. What is something that doctors do that drive patients crazy? I've got a whole list.
Talk down to them.
Yeah.
People hate that.
Right, just think they're smarter.
Yeah, just talk down to them, or think that they're lying.
Malingering.
Because I think it depends on the doctors, but like a lot of doctors assume, especially even in maybe more often than not, in workers' comp, assume that the patients are lying to them, and I think that percentage is really low.
The liars.
I think lying is. I think that people, for the most part, for the vast majority, are telling the truth. I think that a lot of times people are scared.
Right.
Because their job's on the line, their family's
people
on the line.
People want to work.
They want to work, and they're scared of losing their job.
Yeah.
And so they may say stuff because they're scared of losing their work. Like, I think that might happen. But lying or cheating, I think that is very rare. But a lot of doctors feel like everybody's out to get them. They feel like I think that they feel like their ego's on the line, that they're being lied to, and it's like, and people sense that. And I think it's pretty uncommon, really.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a while, and I don't think it's really that happens that often.
Oh, well, that's good to know. It's good to know that we do have doctors out there that trust their patients and are really on their side, because people have horror stories about the doctor not listening or the doctor not caring or whatever it may be.
Yeah, I think it's a rare thing, honestly. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about staying healthy. What should people start doing in their 30s besides Botox?
I think eating healthy is bigger than everything.
See, and I never know. Everyone says eat healthy, but what does that mean? Does that mean you're low carb in it, or does that mean you're eating whole grains? Like, what is that? I struggle with that one.
Yeah, I think that what that means is simply not a lot of sugars, not a lot of fats. I think that means not a lot of
processed.
Yeah, even processed. I think you can be all right with processes if you're not leading a lot of, high fat, high caloric.
I do a lot of processed. I do like sandwiches all the time, and then the protein bars.
Yeah, I think that's okay. You talk to the dietitians about it, and they're like, "Well, food is food." If you look at the the people that are on dietary supplementation in the hospitals, they're all processed.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, is that really the difference? And probably not. What they're really looking at is micros, macros, and caloric intake.
Right.
And so, I think that's really where the value.
So you can be vegan and hit your protein, you're good. Or if you can be low carb and whatever.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's where it's really at is getting the right macro micro balance and the right caloric balance. And
what do you think is the best exercise for longevity?
I don't know.
Because you deal with injuries. That's the other thing.
Yeah. So that's not. I mean, the nutrient and longevity. That's really not my.
Because I've been lifting weights, if you can't tell.
I can tell.
And that's been great, but I do worry about injury.
Yeah.
So I guess time will tell on that one. I'll keep everybody updated. Okay, let's see. What do we got next? What's one health habit you would wish everyone had? If there was one general rule, what should they do?
Oh, smoking. I mean, smoking's been decreased a lot, but now vaping. But I see, I do all these like tests on people. We do something called a PFT, it's called a pulmonary function test, which tests lungs and everything. And I mean, people are switching to vaping, but there's no studies on it, so nobody knows how good or bad it really is. But there's no way it's any better than smoking. It might be worse.
I had heard something somewhere, and it could just be hogwash, but the vaping will do some sort of like crystallization of the lungs.
Yeah, there's some stuff on it. I mean, they just don't know. I mean, it's too early to tell. But I mean, it's I can't imagine that it's any better. But I don't know. I mean, we do all these PFTs on people, checking lung function, and it's all bad. And so it mixes bad with everything. It mixes bad with all these other professions. So anytime you're around any kind of other chemical, they exponentially get worse with it. And it seems like it's worse than pretty much everything. It's worse than drinking. I mean, drinking heavy can be pretty bad, but it doesn't seem to compare with the
smoking. Well, I mean, I think nowadays people are pretty aware of that. But it was funny, just yesterday, his son is 15 years old and just got a new car, and it's like an old school, what is it?
It's an 81 Buick. 81
Buick, right? He wanted like this old boat, so he got it. But we were laughing because he says that in all the seats, it has the ashtray with the old school lighter thing that you pop in and pop out. So that was just like normal back in the day. People in the front seat and the back seat smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, but so now it's vape, so it's gonna be like cartridge. What are they called? Cartridge holders and everything. Yeah, no, I don't know. But I mean, I think it's going to be just as bad. I mean, I think that the PFTs are going to show a little bit different. Because right now you can tell on PFTs the different lung diseases based on how you blow on that little tube thing.
Jeez.
And so I think they're going to be able to show,
the differences.
Yeah, I think so. But we just don't know how yet.
Have you, as a doctor, ever self-diagnosed yourself?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
You do?
Yeah, all the time.
Have you ever wrongly self-diagnosed yourself?
All the time.
All the time?
Yeah.
I used to, remember back when you used to just sort of like Google your symptoms on the Mayo Clinic? I used to do that, and I had to cut myself off.
Because you were diagnosed?
I had everything.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. Do doctors make terrible patients?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think for the most part, I think there's two types. There's the types that think they know everything and then do everything, and then there's the type that just don't go. I tend to just not go.
Yeah. Avoid all those problems.
Yeah.
What's something that people spend money on that they think is helping their health that is just a waste? I mean, right now the newest trend is, and I started doing it, is that NAD plus stuff. Have you heard of that? It's supposed to be like
no, but there's a bunch of them. Like I do jiu-jitsu, and a bunch of people are doing all these like testosterone tends to be kind of a junk, and then they do all these different joint injections and different like people are always telling me about different like supplement injections like for joints, and I don't know, a bunch of it I think tends to not to pan out.
I know with the NAD plus, I was like, I'm not, you're supposed to feel younger and have more energy. I don't know about the younger part, but I feel like I have more energy.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, now I'm like waking up at 5 a.m. and I'm working out and cleaning the house, like. I mean,
keep taking it.
Right? It's probably, what did we say? Psychosomatic? What was the other word?
Yeah, psychosomatic.
Psychosomatic.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm going to roll with it because it's working. It's like taking the sugar pills or the...
Yeah, the placebo.
The placebo.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. True or false? Sleeping with the fan makes you sick.
Oh, that's false.
False. Cracking your... Oh, we already did that. Yep. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis, and now we know the true answer to that. Drinking collagen makes your skin younger. I bought this too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. And See, I'm one of those persons that wastes all my money on the stuff that I think works, and then I just leave it
Well,
there.
maybe
and
one
never
of
use it.
them will work, and then you'll be good.
Well, the energy
Just one
plus.
more time.
Yeah. Okay, you need 8 glasses of water a day.
I've heard it's you take your weight in ounces and divide by 2.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm certainly not hitting those goals. You should always, and I never do this one either, you should always stretch before you exercise.
Yeah, I don't do that either, but I've heard that's probably true.
Yeah. So what to do and what not to do, which is mostly what we're doing, what not to do. We don't stretch, we don't drink our water. Okay, good. Well, listen, I think that having you explain all this to us is really helpful. I feel like since we spoke, there's certain things that I'm going to look at a little bit differently.
All right.
So I appreciate it. For all of you listeners out there, if you have any questions, comments, just throw them our way. And if there's something we didn't talk about that you want an answer to, he's with me this week, so I can get the answers. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, guys.